Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I have so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove.
Right. Thank you so much, everyone who's joining us today. A bit of a hiccup just now, but that's all right. Thank you so much, James, for accommodating us. A lot of people, when I tell them about this tool, many want to know, what's this new app is all about. So welcoming to DSG is our friend James, from MIT. How are you doing, James?
Great. Thank you so much for having
Are
me.
you okay? Sharing the
fantastic.
slide for you now. Yep,
Great.
perfect. I can see the slide. Okay. So hopefully today what we're going to do is we're going to look at this new tool which can help us do document review, and it can also help us analyze our interview transcripts, which currently where I am at the moment. So I will pass the floor to you, James. Go ahead and introduce and tell us what's AI Lies is all about. Go ahead.
Thanks so much. So just to introduce, this is a new AI tool as mentioned, to help you with the qualitative research process. And we are hoping that this will help to free up a lot of your time to focus on the more important pieces of analysis. I will spend about 10 minutes just to run through what the tool can do, what are some of its key features, and if there are any questions or comments, I think feel free to ask. We can have a quick Q&A. And if you want, we can also communicate offline. I can share my email and we can follow up. So the key problem that I think a lot of researchers face is, they have a lot of reports that you have to look through. There's a lot of research papers, a lot of interview transcripts that you might have to look through. And it's just thousands of pages and really hard to sieve through all of this information. So what we've developed is this tool called AI Lies. It's an online website, and we hope, as I said, to allow you to free up your time. There are 4 key features of the AI tool. The first is to get detailed summaries of your program documents, of your reports, of your research articles, of your interview transcripts. And I think you might be familiar with some other AI tools. I think the key distinguishing feature of AI Lies is, number one, for these summaries, you get much more detailed summaries and much richer summaries compared to other tools. And you also are able to summarize large, lengthy documents for free. So in particular, you could summarize up to 90 over pages for free. And that makes it really useful for, in particular, interview transcripts or lengthy reports, which can go up to, even hundreds of pages. Another distinguishing feature of the summarization feature is you can also tailor your summarization. You can summarize in bullet points. You can tell the tool how you might want to categorize the summaries. You can tell the tool where to focus on in the summarization process, and that helps to give you much richer and more useful summaries. The second key feature is to get accurate and nuanced answers. So there is a question and answer feature where you can ask your questions and get the relevant responses from your documents. So for example, if you are doing a literature review and looking at research articles, you can upload your the research paper, and you can ask, what are the key findings about X, Y, and Z, or who are the key stakeholders in this program that you are reviewing. For your interview transcripts, you can ask things like, how do the viewpoints of males compare to females? And those are some of the relevant research questions a lot of researchers typically have. So this is another key feature. And I will show a little bit of what I mean in the later case study slides. The next two features are very specific to the qualitative research process. With the tool, you can upload your documents and also extract specific themes and quotes. So, for example, very often you might want to code your individual transcripts, but with this tool, you actually can automatically get the AI tool to extract themes for you. And you can be assured that it would do so in a relatively comprehensive way, and you're not going to miss out any important detail. And it's also in a relatively unbiased way because it treats every single document equally and fairly. The last feature is to count the number of interview participants that expressed a certain viewpoint. So this is more specific to the interview transcript analysis process, and it allows you to, for example, quantify. For example, often in your research paper, you might want to say, the majority of participants felt a certain way about the program. And what you can do is you can use the tool and get it to count how many people actually said that. So instead of saying the majority said something, you can say, 32 out of 60 participants had this viewpoint. So that allows you to be more precise in your answer. There are many more features that we are developing, and actually hope to hear from you as well what kinds of features might be relevant to you. Some features that we are already developing, and we'd be happy to open up to you in terms of a beta version. If there's interest, are things like automated coding. So instead of having to manually code every single document, we can help you automate that coding if you can give us a list of codes. We also are looking into things like qualitative comparative analysis, outcome harvesting, and a whole bunch of other qualitative research methods. So this is just the beginning, and we hope this will help you be more efficient in your qualitative research process. It's important.
Thank you so much, James. And yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's important to
Go ahead.
highlight that the tool takes data privacy very seriously. So GDPR compliant, your data will be encrypted, so we cannot view your data, and the data is also not used to train the AI model. So that's exactly how we try to ensure that your data stays with you, and we will never be able to use it. Maybe I can just go through one quick example. So this is a common use case amongst our users. So for example, you have interviewed a bunch of users or a bunch of participants, and you have transcripts from those interviews. And you might want to, for example, summarize what people are saying. So you can upload your interview transcripts. So here, these are 3 different Word documents. Each of them are about 30 pages each. And you can, after uploading these documents, you can then summarize them. And as I said, you can summarize, for example, in bullet point format, and you can give the specific instructions in terms of how you want it to be summarized. So you can summarize it by a participant, and you can focus the summarization on their views on the vaccine and where they get medical information from. So with that, you can instantly get a summary of each of these participants and their viewpoints. So if you are not familiar with the transcripts, this is a very quick and easy way to quickly remind you what different participants have spoken about. You can, of course, get more detailed summaries if you ask for more detailed summaries, and tweak it according to how you might need the summary in the instructions column. The last quick example that I wanted to cover is the question and answer feature. And the second last feature that I want to give an example is to ask the question and answer feature. So, for example, you might want to ask something like, do males and females have different views about the vaccine? And you also might want to get specific quotes from these transcripts. So you would ask that question into the tool, and you would also provide some contextual information about who is male and who is female. And then what the AI tool would do is it would look through the interview transcripts over 90 pages, identify where they spoke about the vaccine, extract those viewpoints, analyze them, and compare the viewpoints between males and females. And in this instance, it actually identified that males and females had differences in viewpoints, but actually it's unlikely due to their gender and more due to their personal experiences. So it doesn't just blindly try to compare viewpoints, it actually tries to understand the content of these viewpoints and whether it actually makes sense when you do these types of comparisons. So it has a nuanced analysis of the data. Um, as I mentioned, it could also identify specific quotes. So you can see on the left specific quotes from the transcripts to substantiate the response. So you can understand why the tool made that conclusion. And also, if you might want to highlight some of these useful quotes in your own research. The final quick one is on thematic analysis. So often you want to identify, what are the key themes, which participants spoke about which themes. So what you can do is you can upload your data, and here, you can extract themes in a codebook format. And this tool works in any major language. So you can also tell it to reply in Spanish, for example. And what you would get is in a table format, all the different themes that are emerging from the transcripts. And if you need, which participant spoke about which theme, you can also include that in your instructions, and it would generate that kind of response. So those are some of the key features of the tool. We are very excited to be able to share this with you. I think if you want to contact me, this is my email, and very happy for you to just try it out and give us your feedback. And if there are additional features or additional interest to collaborate more deeply with us, you can always reach out to me, and I'd be happy to sort of work together with you to help you use AI, whether it's features mentioned in this presentation or additional features you're interested in. I think we would be very happy to support. So I think that comes to the end of the quick presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, James. Wow. Personally, I am currently, looking at my data already. And all the features that you mentioned, being able to code, being able to come up with themes, and looking at the whole transcript and working together with AI, to come up with that is phenomenal on its own. Yeah. Although I would like to take a pragmatic view on this. As a qualitative researcher, you have your own, context. As a researcher, you know what you want to code, but with the help of AI, it will make the process easier and seamless, and then you can think more about it, right? There are some researchers are saying, you can't be using AI for to code for you. I have a different view, because I think human brain and AI can actually work together, but you really have to know the process, yeah, and you really have to do it on your own. And having AI lies, for me, I think it will help a lot of struggling qualitative researchers over here in Malaysia, yeah, especially in our group, because among the thing very common is we become overwhelmed with the endless data that you have, right, in your transcripts. So thank you so much for developing this for us, and we do hope that you'll have more, right, features coming up, right, while we go through this. I also would like to mention to the audience, we do have a promo code, which is megabase 2022. I'm going to put here in the chat box. Come and sign up. If you can put the link, James, in the chat. Are you able to put the link to sign up in the chat so that they
Yep.
can then, yeah. So the promo code is Megabase 2022, or you can also expect this to be up in our on pay. Yeah. So I believe it's ailies.com. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah. I and very I love the name. AI lies means AI analyze, right? So I was thinking, is it like Elise, or is it like Elise, the way you spell it, the way you pronounce it, but it's actually AI lies. So go ahead and sign up. Yeah, it's ailies.com. And once you see, if try out the free version, and if you want to buy the subscription, and the price is very cheap for me. I think for USD $5 USD, it will make your life easier, and you get so motivated to try it out, because it can help you think more of the process, yeah, and of the transcript, right, as you go along. So I do hope that we have given enough information for all those who want to know more. Later, this recording will stay in the SG and also will be sending out to you. Please contact James. The email is given, or you can come to me. You can ask, or you can suggest, you can give feedback, and we will work together to constantly develop this a tool. Yeah. So thank you so much, James, for your time. It's perfect timing. 18 minutes, 20 minutes is good for a free webinar. And we do hope that please update us on all the current development of AI Lives so that we in Malaysia, postgraduate and academic in Malaysia, will be able to use the tool, yeah, for their research work. So hoping to catch up again with you, James.
Great,
Thank you
great.
so much.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
Okay.
inviting me.
Uh,
All the best,
of
everyone.
course, no problem. No problem. This is actually becoming my full-time job now. I don't go out of the house now, James. I'm in the room all the time. Okay, so we'll catch up in email. Yeah. And let's continue to work and develop more of this tool. Okay.
All right.
So
Thank
thank you,
you.
everyone. Okay. Bye. Bye, James.
Bye.
Bye.